we are going to do a reading for Dolly Parton tonight. We're going to kick it off by doing a reading for Dolly Parton. So, with that said, you and I chatted about it a little earlier, and
I
so
know, and the messages have just been like.
what are you getting? What have you been hearing?
Well, I'm like, so I get an excitement. Like I was afraid when you said Dolly. Seriously, I was really afraid because I thought like, oh, am I gonna get like, oh, she's older. Oh, her health is declining. Like I was very afraid.
Uh huh.
So, but immediately when I started to tap into my energy, because my guides, I on the day that we're going to go live, I contact them all day. I'm like, oh, calling in my guides, my higher self, whoever, all that are going to come in to help. And they were immediately like, we're already here. We're ready. Leave us, you don't have to call us in. I was like, oh, okay. So then I started asking about Dolly's energy, and I immediately got like a very happy spirit, um, like her overall energy is just good. And I was like, oh, okay, this is exciting. And then it felt like new projects, like she's still working. Like I felt like she was in a studio talking to people doing music. So I felt like she was doing different projects, like maybe she's doing music. She may have a TV special coming up. Like I really do feel like she has a TV special coming up. And then I also felt like she's doing music with like a younger generation. Like I feel like she was a senior person in the studio, and then there were younger people. But I saw a man with a big black hat, like a cowboy hat. So I don't know which country singer it is, but I think that she's working with this person, and they're going to either do a duet or he's going to remake one of her songs or something. But I saw them working together. And
Oh,
so it
good.
was all good energy. And I was so like, oh my gosh, this is so great. It felt so good. The energy, like it really made me feel happy and all. And then the rest of the day, I just got that warm, nice, oh, this is exciting feeling, like that anxious energy when you're to a new project or you're about to do something new and you don't know what it
Mhm.
is. So it felt really, really good that way. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Naturally Divine Goddess says she just saw her on a show with Patti LaBelle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So maybe she's doing like a series of things because I saw her, work, and I saw a guy with a big black hat.
Yeah.
She was working with in the studio, and so I was like, oh, okay, that's a new project, maybe new music. But I do feel like she's working, she's active, she's in good health. I didn't feel any kind of anything, but it all felt good. Like I really feel like she's like working with the next generation. Like, let me pass on these nuggets of information I have and these techniques I have and this music that I have. Like, I feel like she still has new music. Like, I don't feel like it's all going to be a repeat. I feel like it's something new. Whatever her collaborations it is going to be something new and not just old hat.
Oh, well, now my Dolly story, my Dolly situation.
Okay.
I kind of meditated on her and was thinking about her. And the first thing that came to my mind is I saw her doing an album, and I saw her doing an album as a duets album. Again, kind of like the Tony Bennett album. And so I'm seeing her doing a duet album with a lot of different country stars, old and new. So I saw that product, and I saw that coming out maybe within a year or two. I think it's already in the works. I think they're already doing some of the recording work with it. So I wouldn't be surprised to hear about it down the road. But that's what I was getting. I was getting the feeling like this duets and these mashups. And it's interesting because it's not only going to be Dolly songs, it's going to be other songs too. Dolly likes to record her own stuff, but I saw her reaching out and getting the people that she's recording with and using their music as well. So I saw that. I also saw that Dolly is actually promoting. I saw her getting behind the new product, and it's a product, not anything anything related to music or anything else. It's like she's reaching out, and so she's putting a Dolly label on other things, and so it's like there's the cooking stuff, like cookies and candies and cakes and mixes, not the actual product, but the mixes. And I can see Dolly's name, I can see her image, and it's interesting because I see an older image of her, so it's like an older logo of her. And so I saw that. Yeah, we're talking about Dolly Parton. We're doing a reading for Dolly, so I saw Dolly doing that, and I saw Dolly. I saw her again. This is kind of a deal that's very complicated because it's not just the products over here, but they're worked into some kind of deal with TV shows and with other production things. And so I think Dolly is coming. I see Dolly coming online and on in production with things. Again, it's she's moving beyond just the music still, but I do see this kind of tie-in with these products and with the movie industry and TV industry, and it's like Hallmark type movie type things is what I'm getting.
Yes. Oh my
Is that
gosh, y'all, we are so on the same page. We saw the exact same thing because I kept seeing her in the studio, but I knew one studio was music and one studio was something else. And I was like, I feel like she's, working with the younger generation because she has so much. And she's like, I'm not ready to be done with it. You know how some people get like, I feel that kind of Betty White spirit, like, like I'm going to work until I can't work anymore. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like, yes, everything you're saying is exactly the same. Like,
yes.
so happy we
Yes.
were on the same page.
Yes, yes, yes. And then, and I do see her, and it's interesting because I also, one more thing is I see her writing again, like, I don't know if it's a screenplay or a stage play, but I see her writing something like that. And so I see her doing like a Dolly play with Dolly songs. And so her Dolly, it's like they did with ABBA and with Sharon, with other people. They're going to be, I get the sense that there'll be a Dolly kind of thing like that, with Dolly's music being the story of her life. And
Oh
so
my
those are the
gosh.
things. I mean, she's busy. If what I saw is what is real, and it truly seems to be, she's a very busy woman. She has a lot going on.
Yep.
So don't be surprised if you start seeing in boutiques and shops, again, Dolly mixes for cupcakes and cookies and
Yes.
stuff. Dolly, and that's going to tie into her TV shows and her movie productions, and then that's the crossover also for her music. So it's like this triad, which is quite fascinating.
Yes, and that never dying spirit. Like I gotta get like one of those. Like I gotta get this inspiration out for the next generation. Like I feel like it's a whole new vibe. It's Dolly, but a whole new vibe of Dolly.
Yes.
Like I'm excited to see.
Yeah, and it's interesting because one of the people that came up in my meditation was Missy Elliott doing something with Dolly. Can you imagine that combination? How unique that's going to be? Because Missy, with her own style and her kind of, there's just something about her and her tempo and so forth. And then Dolly's words. I'm like, I can't wait to see that. Don't be surprised if you see or hear something with Missy Elliott and Dolly. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, so much
That
good
was my
stuff.
thing.
Missy Elliott and Dolly, and whoever the guy is with the big black hat. He's a known country person. I just don't know what his name is. And I've listened to his music before, but I just know he wears this big giant black cowboy hat. And I saw him like sitting with his guitar and they're collaborating. So it's gonna be good. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, it could be black because he wears a black hat, or it could be George Strait. Both of them are old timers who are well respected, and they both wear usually dark hats. So wouldn't that be interesting? And LMT told us that Dolly announced today she's going to fund college scholarships for all Dollywood employees. Isn't that amazing? That's wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. So anyway, so that's the Dolly read, and hopefully we'll see what happens. And so keep in mind with this, and down the road as you hear about Dolly news, maybe some of this you'll be hearing, because again, some of this is behind the scenes, and it's going to take a little while for these projects to get going, but it's going to be quite wonderful. So that'll be interesting.